Welcome to the Faded Wildflower Crochet. My name is Rachel, and today is going to be a crochet favorites video. I'm so excited to film this today and to tell you my favorite yarns and tools and accessories that I use as someone who crochets for their job, who designs patterns, and who crochets for fun. So if that sounds good to you, then stick around. Of course, we have to start out today's video with yarn. I have been crocheting for 14 years. I know I always say this in my videos, but primarily through that time, I have been making amigurumi. But a lot of these yarns and tools and accessories will apply to anybody who crochets and not just amigurumi makers. But that is my background. And I primarily crochet for my Etsy shop. And the main thing that I make is custom versions of people's pets. And the yarn that I use, my tried and true, is Lion brand basic stitch. I love this yarn. It really is exactly what it says. It's a basic yarn, a basic acrylic yarn that comes in several different colors. I honestly wish it came in more colors, but I primarily need it for the neutral colors anyways. And it is soft without being too slippery. It's strong, it doesn't split. It really just is your basic yarn that is going to be able to make you amigurumi. I'm sure this is great for other things as well. I have not tested that out. Not the most exciting yarn in the whole wide world, but it really will be able to make your projects. You won't be frustrated with it, and the end result is going to look amazing. And in conjunction with that, we have the Lion brand skein tones, which is, I believe, the same exact type of yarn as the basic stitch. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they're quite similar, if not the exact same type of yarn. But this is made to come in a ton of different skin tones, which is amazing for me, both in making dolls for their skin, but also for making dogs and goats and cats, which is, like I said, what I primarily do. It comes in all of these amazing shades of brown, which used to be so hard for me to find before this line of yarn came out. So if you were looking for neutral tones in all different shades, skein tones is it for you. I love this yarn so much. A quick honorable mention for the acrylic worsted weight yarn is the Big Twist Living yarn. Big Twist is a line that you can get only at Joann, and I have only tried the Big Twist Living yarn once before. I don't believe it comes in as many colors. I use the white, and I don't currently have any in my collection right now. I have only used it once, which is why I can't say it's a favorite. It's an honorable mention, but it's very comparable to the Big Twist Basic Stitch. So if you find that at your local Joann's, if you can find it on sale, I definitely recommend that one as well. So now we have to talk about chenille yarns, and in particular, velvet yarn, because I love velvet yarn. I have fallen in love with it over the past couple years. It is so fun to work with. I love the end result. I like making plushies for my own patterns. I like making plushies for my kids, for my nieces and nephews, for myself. Honestly, I love the way velvet looks. I love the way it feels. I love working with it. So I have two recommendations on velvet yarn today. So the first one is this Loon Arm brand yarn, which is a company on Amazon. I don't know that you can get it anywhere else. I think it's only on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just sort of a random yarn that I found when I wanted to make some crocheted pumpkins back in the fall. And I wanted a really nice, beautiful orange color. And I just stumbled across it. And I thought, why not try it? I mean, it might be terrible, but I might as well just try it. And I fell in love with it. There are some pros and cons to the packaging. You do have to order it in a pack of 3. So you get 3 this size. And the prices vary by color, which is a little bit strange. It does come in a 3-pack in this size right here. You can't order it individually, and it also comes with a pack of needles and stitch markers, which I'm cringing a little bit because I just don't need those things. Now, if you are brand new, you'll probably be like, that's awesome. I'm so glad that it comes with these things that I can use. But I already have all of those things. So every time I get these little baggies, it just feels like waste. And I put them in my collection. And I'm hoping maybe I can give them away one day, give them to somebody who is brand new to crochet. But I kind of wish that you could just order the yarn separately from all of that, and I wish you could order just one at a time. So that is the negative, but the positive is that it is so easy to work with. You can frog without it shedding. You can sew without it shedding, and it really is just so beautiful, so soft. It's got a nice little bit of a sheen to it. I am in love with this yarn. I have made so many plushies with this yarn. I will continue to be making plushies with this yarn. I just really wish you could order one at a time in it. Editing me cutting in to say that I particularly recommend the Loon Arm bulky weight yarn. I do have some of the thinner weight yarn here, and it's easy to work with in terms of crocheting, but it sheds a whole lot more when you're sewing with it than the thicker yarn does. I have no idea why this is, but I would definitely recommend the bulky one, and the thin one is just okay. My other favorite velvet yarn is the Premier Retro Velvet. I know a lot of you probably order the Premier Parfait Chunky yarn, which I do like that yarn. I have no problems with it. But after I fell in love with velvet yarn, the Premier Retro Velvet is what I order. And I really like that you can get this on Amazon. You can get this on Joann's website. You can get it on Premier's own website. So it's really accessible, and that's really nice. And it also comes in really big skeins. I don't currently have one that has the label still on it, but I have made, I think, 3 plushies with this yarn already, and I still have quite a bit. So I love how big the skeins are. And for the price, it's like really affordable. So I also love this yarn for its just nice color, the sheen. It is easy to work with. It does shed a little bit more than the Loon Arm yarn, which is why I'm kind of putting it in second place. But honestly, if you have not tried a velvet yarn before, I would recommend starting with the Premier Retro Velvet. You can't go wrong, honestly. It is a beautiful yarn. I wish it came in more colors. The colors that it comes in are beautiful, but I wish it came in more colors. And I will continue to be using this for plushies for years to come, as long as they continue making this yarn, because it is so beautiful. I do actually have 2 honorable mentions when it comes to velvet yarn. The first is Bernat Velvet, which I like because it's accessible. I can go down to my local Joann's and pick it up. I don't have to order it. I love working with it as far as crocheting with it, but sewing, it does shed quite a bit for me. And I also have had problems with the yarn breaking while trying to sew with it. So that is why it doesn't make my favorites list, because I do get really frustrated with that. But it is a solid yarn to crochet with. And if you're not making amigurumi, something where you have to sew with, then honestly, it's a great choice. My second honorable mention that I've only worked with once, which is why it's an honorable mention, is the Juicy Couture Luxe Velour yarn. I've made an entire video, my first video on this channel, making a dragon with the Luxe Velour Sparkle yarn, which I absolutely loved. In terms of shedding, it's probably the best velvet yarn that I have ever used. It barely shed at all. Now, I've also tried the thicker yarn, which I also made a video on, and I didn't like it nearly as much. So I can only really vouch for the sparkle yarn. I haven't even tried just the regular non-sparkle yarn. So it is an honorable mention. If you see it at your local Joann, it's on sale, I would definitely recommend it, but I can't say it's a top favorite because I've only tried it once. You want to be in the video? Okay, I know you can't let me film a video without you. You know you're the star of the show, don't you? Now we have to talk tools. And I'm sure that you have seen these crochet hooks all over. Probably a lot of you already use them. But I am a true believer in the Clover Amour crochet hooks. I don't even remember the first time I picked one up, but I feel like it was one of those like, ah, like angel singing moments because I have never looked back. In fact, I wanted to try a different type of hook and do like a video on it. One of those hooks that you can change out the hook and it has the ergonomic handle. But I ended up returning it because I just cannot crochet without these hooks. They are my absolute favorite. Nothing else will do. um, if I could go back in time, I would buy the set that it comes with because I've just been buying each individual one as it goes along. And I think I'm only really missing a couple. I love these hooks. I love the way they feel in your hand. I love the hook itself. I like the way they look. They're very pretty and they are long lasting. Like I said, I do not know how long. This is my most used hook, the size 3.5 millimeter. And I have no idea how long I've had this particular hook, but it's years and you cannot tell. It is in still such good condition. I know they're a little bit pricier than other hooks, but sometimes there's a reason things are pricier, and there is with these. They are sturdy, they will hold up. If you have not tried these hooks, then what are you waiting for? And if you know that you like to crochet in lots of different sizes, then just go ahead and bite the bullet and get that set because I really wish that I could go back in time and do that. Another tool I have to talk about is the Clover Amour curved tapestry needle. And hopefully I'm inserting a clip of this because I don't currently have one to show you because I am terrible about losing my tapestry needles. I don't really lose my crochet hooks. I hear people talk about losing their crochet hooks. I don't really lose mine very often, but I lose my tapestry needles all the time. Even though I have an accessory to show you in a minute that you would think would help me keep up with them, I am in such a bad habit of just setting them on the side of my couch or on my desk, and who knows where they go. Anyways, after this video, I'm going to be going to Joann and buying myself a new set of them. But these needles are amazing for sewing. I use the smaller size for working with worsted weight yarn and the bigger size for working with chenille yarn. And something about the curved needle just really helps with sewing for me. It helps really get things exactly where you want them to go. And I can use other things. Again, I can use other crochet hooks. I can use other needles, but I don't want to. I love the Clover Amour brand. I am a sucker for their products. So I definitely recommend. Now, I wish that I had a perfect safety eyes recommendation for you guys, but I'm still trying to find my perfect safety eye. I have been making felt eyes for most of my time. I use them for my custom dogs. I just cut them out of felt and sew them on myself. I don't order them from anywhere. But I've just gotten back into safety eyes over the last couple of years. I use them for when I'm designing patterns and making things for friends and family. And I have had some stinkers that I've ordered that have just come really, really scratched or they just don't come packaged very well. So I don't have a perfect recommendation for you guys, but I do have an honorable mention that I just got yesterday. And I made this little cutie with them. And it is these glitter safety eyes. Again, this is the first time that I've used them, so it's not a full recommendation. But from this one-time use, I will say that I was really impressed with the quality. If you're not familiar with the glitter safety eyes, it basically is a clear eye that you put the little glitter backing on. And these ones came with a sticker over the clear part, which would prevent them from getting scratched, which I thought was an amazing little thing to do because, like I said, I have ordered safety eyes in the past and they've come scratched up or damaged, which is really disappointing. So I was really impressed with that. They clipped on really well. They feel super secure and they look really cute. I know that not everyone likes glitter eyes, but I will link this particular brand down below because from this one time that I've used it, I've been really impressed and I'm going to use them a lot more in the future because I just think they're so cute and my kids, of course, love them. So I don't have a recommendation on just the plain black ones yet, but if you're looking for some glitter ones, I am impressed with these so far. Okay, let's talk accessories. And if you have watched any of my videos, then you have seen me using this boppy pillow, which I have to give full credit to Wonder Crochet for her recommendation of this in one of her favorite videos. This is a boppy pillow. The original intention for this pillow is for babies. It's for breastfeeding as well as for putting your baby in to help them sit up when they're a little bit too young to sit up on their own. I actually had one back when my kids were babies, but that has been donated long ago. I heard Wonder Crochet talk about it in her favorites video, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's genius. And I knew that I saw these at the thrift store all the time. Literally the day that I saw her video, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go get one. And so the first place I went was the thrift store and I found this one, which was like brand new. I did take off the cover and wash it and all the things, but it was brand new. And I've been using it ever since, and I am absolutely thrilled with it. I know that they make actual specific pillows for crocheters, like on crochet and yarn and accessory websites. I don't know anything about those. I can't vouch for them, but I can say that a boppy pillow works amazing to help get your elbows up. And I even usually put pillows underneath, which you have seen in my videos. But I used to just sort of like pile pillows around me and they would fall and it was just not very comfortable. This is so comfortable. I love it so much. It really has been a game changer in terms of pain for me. It helps my posture so I don't have pain in my neck and my shoulders and my forearms. It's amazing. So I know that the boppy pillows are a little bit expensive, but check your local thrift stores. Check maybe with moms who their babies are grown up and they still have this pillow sitting around, see if they might not be using it anymore. And if you do have to spend the full price on it, I think it's worth it. I'm actually looking at getting maybe a new cover for this one because this is the one that it came with when I found it, but I kind of want to get like a more neutral colored one for my videos. But honestly, I could not recommend this enough to anybody who crochets, or honestly, I use it for everything now. I set my laptop on it when I'm working on my laptop. I use it all the time. So definitely a huge thumbs up from me. Another recommendation I have that's kind of in the same vein is this little lap desk. I use this primarily when I am ready to sew my items together. It has kind of like beads right here. Can you hear them? I'm sure you can. It has sort of beads in that part. So you set it on your lap. It's really nice and comfy. And again, you could use this for your laptop. You could use this for any sort of project where you want to sit on the couch and be comfortable, but have a nice flat surface. Another accessory recommendation is this little magnetic needle holder. And like I said, you would think that I would keep up with my tapestry needles better because I have this little thing, but I am in such a bad habit of putting them everywhere. But I am going to try and be better once I buy this next set so that I will be better at keeping up with it. But anyways, this is a little magnetic case, so you can see that it slides open and closed like that. I've had this one for so long that I don't even know where I got it, but I will try to link a similar one down below. But it is so convenient for being able to put all of your needles in there. They're all going to be in one place. I put my tapestry needles in here, my sewing needles, my embroidery needles, all the needles, and they stay in place because it's magnetic. So, and this little thing is so nice and small. You can tuck it in your bag or wherever you keep your supplies. And it's more convenient to me than something like a pin cushion because it's enclosed so that you're not worried about those needles falling out. The next category is patterns, which I will say I'm not a whole lot of help on because I have been creating my own designs. Like I said, I mostly do custom work. And then lately, I have been working on my own patterns, which I've been making my own designs, just sort of freehanding my own designs for years and years and years. But I finally decided to actually write them down and publish them on my Etsy shop, which I will link down below. Shameless self promotion. But between the custom work that I do and designing my own plushies and now starting this YouTube channel, I really just don't have the time to dedicate to making other people's patterns. I wish that I did, but over the Christmas break, I took a little break. I took a break from crocheting custom orders, but I did still crochet and I made this little guy, which is actually kind of big. And I got this pattern from the blog All About Ami. This blog has been around the crochet scene for years and years and years. And she has a whole collection of Chinese New Year animals. And she started with Year of the Dragon 12 years ago, right? That's how many there are? 12? I think that's right. Anyway, she started with the Year of the Dragon, and then she just finished last year with the Year of the Rabbit. And I think it's so cool to see somebody who has been around the crochet scene for as long as I have, and she's still doing this amazing work. And honestly, her blog is more wearables and other things like that, even though it's called All About Ami. She does have a ton of amigurumi patterns though. And I am Year of the Tiger, so I decided to make this tiger plush, and it was so fun to make. I loved her pattern, and I made this in the loon arm yarn that I recommended earlier. And I just think he is so cute. I have him sitting on a shelf just to display him because I think he's so adorable. I honestly wish, like I said, I could recommend more patterns, but I just have not had the time lately to dedicate to other people's patterns. My very last section of this video is going to be other crochet YouTubers. And I'm going to recommend two ladies who have been so kind and sweet to me on my brand new YouTube journey. And the first one is Shannon Talks Yarn. And she makes videos just like it sounds like, talking about yarn. And she gives such amazing advice on not just like different types of yarn to use, which is valuable information, but also how to have a different sort of mindset about the yarn that you use, the different sort of mindset about the way that you crochet, the way that you feel about your own work. And it's really just these little crochet pep talks that she makes sometimes that really mean a lot to me. As somebody who can get in my own head about my own work, as somebody who compares myself to others, I love watching Shannon's videos. She just really uplifts you and makes you feel like confident and like, I can do this. So I definitely recommend her. And like I said, she's been so kind and supportive to me as a brand new YouTuber. And so I definitely recommend you check her out. The other YouTube channel that I recommend that I just found pretty recently is Kobo Toast. I hope I'm saying that right, but I will link her down below. But if you like my videos, then you're going to love hers. They're really these sweet vlog style videos where she shows herself crocheting and shows what she's making, what she's designing. And she's also been so sweet and kind to me as, again, a new YouTuber. It's really intimidating to start a YouTube channel and to try to get your footing on a brand new platform. So I really appreciate how sweet she has been to me, how kind and encouraging and uplifting. And so I just have to give her a quick shout out. That is all for me today. I hope you enjoyed hearing all about my favorites and maybe you got some good recommendations. And let me know, what are your favorite yarns? What are your favorite accessories? What are your favorite other YouTube channels? I would love to hear some other YouTube channels that you guys watch, maybe some brand new ones and some that other people might not know about. So let me know down below. Let me know what you thought. And of course, you can subscribe and stick around. Let me know what other kind of videos you want to see next. You can follow me on all my social medias. It's just the Faded Wildflower everywhere. And thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time.